During the COVID-19 pandemic, the art sector has especially been suffering due to the lockdown, social distancing measures, restrictions on gatherings, changes in consumer behavior, and severe unemployment. To understand more about it, we talked with 3 different photographers to explore the idea of inspiration, motivation, and opportunities during this time.
My name is Keishan. I'm a photographer. People know me as Lucifer. I like to do fashion photography, beauty photography, lifestyle, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm Nicolette Schuur. I work as a photographer and a graphic designer. Well, I started working somewhere in the 90s. It started off as a graphical designer, and then later on, photography became more important, as well as in work, as on more creational, how would you say that, more free work kind of thing.
I'm a photographer. I worked for more than 30 years in this business. I'm a photographer and journalist who actually try to put the voice of the local people to bring it actually to the city. I travel the world to bring ideas in books, forms, and so that people can understand that actually the people, just to be inspired. Yeah. We have a beautiful slogan, and we say, we inspire people so that they can take care about the world.
Okay. I don't have one source of inspiration, I think. What I do is I tend to look around a lot. So everything you see, I think it's somewhere hidden in your mind, and then at some point it pops up and you don't even know exactly where this inspiration comes from. But it's just there at some point. Like the dance photos, the inspiration just happens also on the day, because of the surroundings. Because I have in my mind, I want to do something with dance, and I see these things there, so I start to combine them.
I listen to music first. That's really important to get some inspiration for the day. And so the process starts with an idea. I usually make mood boards. If I have seen a picture that I really like, maybe on Instagram, maybe in a magazine or on TV, it could also be a movie or an album cover I like. It could be anything. It's as long as it's an image. If it's still or moving, doesn't matter. That's where it starts, and I make a mood board. I look for the right model to do it with, because I usually shoot with people, and I'm really, really specific with people I'm working with. It needs to be perfect. And
yeah, during the second lockdown, if I can describe myself, I'm like a condor, Andean condor. It's a big bird, 3 meters, 5 meters high, long, so strong. But I was feeling, during the second pandemic, second wave, during the second wave, like in a cage.
Yeah. Locked up.
Locked up. Yeah. And then you have to be like a thief to find the key, open the door, and
get out.
And get out. So I can remember I was feeling that.
Yeah.
My inspiration became like feeling this thing coming to me, but I was saying, before you touch me, you run.
You get out. Yeah.
You get out.
So you were able to prevent it from happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm honest. Yes. If I was not able to be in Ecuador, I think I will destroy your creativity.
Yeah.
Yes. Because I'm honest with you. When I move, I'm happy.
Yeah. It's
very happy. When you are on the road, when you are moving, I'm happy. When I stop, it's killing for me.
Yeah.
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 We don't get to socialize, so it's sort of hard to find motivation, period. Not specifically for photography, but it's difficult because I do feel tired, and I think it's due to all this pandemic stuff.
Because people weren't going outside as much, they weren't reaching out to me anymore. So what I did, I reached to the people themselves. So because a lot of companies they didn't know what was going to happen, so they stopped the whole marketing stuff. So they didn't call me anymore. So I didn't have a lot of work. So yeah, that did change a little bit.
When the pandemic started, I couldn't do that anymore. So I could do these photos, but all more at a distance, which also made it less personal and more difficult to make interesting photos. And also, if I have a photo shoot with people, you have to have this more distance. People are also more scared. So a lot of work stopped. And if they were there, then it is more complicated to really get this connection going because there is more distance.
That my own projects will be something what will be inspiring people. So I'm working for more than 8 years on one project, and then the COVID was coming.
Yeah.
So I can remember that my daughter was saying to me, "We are not able to travel," but the story goes on.
Yeah, you can't stop.
The world is stopped, maybe the economy is stopped, but the people will never stop.
Yeah.
So that was for me was like I rent a camper.
Okay.
I wrote all the rules, what you are allowed and what you are not allowed.
Okay.
So I put everything what I needed in that camper. I got the letters from National Geographic, and I got letters, from governments. So I took my family and said, "Let's go."
I wasn't working for a specific person or company. I was a freelancer, so I always did actually what I wanted. But I had to change my way of working. But it wasn't that hard. I mean, from outside going into the studio, and I had to be creative in the studio because the studio is just a studio, It's not a set. I have to build everything from scratch. And if you go to a location, it's already there, and you get the whole vibe from the location. I had to stay creative.
What I did do in the beginning, I also saw that some other photographers were doing these window shoots. So because people all were at home, and it is a strange period of time. So and it's maybe good to remember what happened in this time. So they asked photographers to make photos of them in their homes while the photographer was outside, or maybe in their in the doorway, sort of to remember these crazy times by.
Most people, like creative people, they don't really care about the pandemic. They was just going out, and they did shoots and everything. But the problem was, if you were outside, and I had that a couple times, and the police saw you, you could get a ticket or a fine, So what we did is we ended up in the studio, and I did a lot of studio shoots. I love to go outside actually, but it was the only safe place to still do my photography and everything. So yeah.
So you will never stop.
So it didn't limit you in any way. You just go.
You just go. You take the risk. I can remember Denmark. Of course, you see many things what you have never seen in your life.
Yeah.
When I was in the Danish border, you know that the borders are closed with police and military. This is insane.
Yeah, for us it's insane. Yeah.
The last time what that have been happened was during the Second World War.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was there, and then you just keep doing your job.
And maybe this is a bit of an invasive question, but has the pandemic impacted your income in any way?
Well, last year I was working as I had some jobs as a freelancer, and then the pandemic started. And at first I thought, okay, this is just going on, so no problem. But then suddenly everything stopped. So for I think at least 2 months, I had nothing. I had no work at all. So that definitely had impact. But then luckily for me, since I also have this graphic design, one of my clients decided that this period was a good time to work on their website, and I did a lot of designing for that. So that really helped me through summer. Yeah, I think it did. In a way it did, because people and companies are more careful to also spend money. And something like graphic design or photography is in their mind always something they can delay or maybe do themselves, or so it did cost me jobs. Yeah.
Work, they sell it in museums.
Yeah.
Because actually I ask a lot of money for one picture.
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, all these things, the financiers, all the people who finance my work have been stopping. Okay, and yes, everything. So you have to find a new way. But thanks, I have on my Instagram.
Right.
I have 25,000 followers. So that's my audience.
Yeah.
What less from all. So when I was moving, that was the way I was presenting to my audience.
Yeah.
And later, also I work, for right now, a few weeks, every month, I work for Getty Image.
Okay.
That's also a news agency and also a stock agency.
Yeah.
The thing is that we work there. I work like a correspondent, so I'm able to tell my stories and put it online.
Yeah.
So without the museums and all these events, I just put my work outside of the world.
Yeah. So you moved to social media basically.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yes, but it's not easy, yeah? No. Let me be honest, it's not easy to have your own platform.
Yeah.
Do you think you learned anything from reaching out to people instead of being reached out?
Yeah, I definitely did. Before, everybody came to me, so it was easy for me. But during the pandemic, I have to reach out, so that was new for me as well. And it took a little time to get used to it, but now for me it's easy to just, if I want to do something, I just have to go out there and ask, because they are not coming to me anymore, because they're afraid of something. Yeah, they're afraid.
So yeah, that's also very inspiring, just to look at art, visit museums, look around, just open your eyes. That's what I usually say. It's just, watch, and then everything can be an inspiration.
Art form. It's an art form. It's for me, it's the ideal world, and I can capture that the way I like it, in the colors I see it, and I don't know. I can create my own world in the photo.
We say always to people, we are like a pirates. We're good pirates. Mm-hmm. We know to travel in any sea. When you can travel, like the Dakar Road, switching so fast. That's actually when you start being creative in seeing things during the pandemic, because you know to deal with the government, the rules of the government. You know to go out